Hey guys, I actually just finished recording my first video, actually just a few minutes ago, and I told you guys that I was going through Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps. And I kind of went through a brief blurb of what they are, but I feel like you guys might want a better explanation. So Dave Ramsey has a company called Ramsey Solutions, and within Ramsey Solutions, he does a radio show, all that on YouTube and things like that. And he goes through and he promotes even through some keynotes and some talks he does on stage, live events and stuff. He goes through the 7 baby steps. The first 3 steps tells you to do it like a madman, right? He says gazelle intense, and the way that he looks at it is basically in the wild you have lions and gazelles. Lions can run, or cheetahs and gazelles. Cheetahs can run much faster than a gazelle. And when cheetahs go after gazelles, it's about 80% of the time, maybe higher, that the gazelle actually survives and does not get eaten by the animal or the other animal. The saying that he uses is gazelle intense because the gazelle does everything it can to get away from the cheetah, get away, right? It's fighting for its life. Whereas on the cheetah's point of view, it's just trying to get the next meal, right? So he says, do it gazelle intense as if you're fighting for your life. Because technically you are, right? You may not know it yet. So, step one, save $1,000. This is your starter emergency fund. And I'm going to kind of go through the whole spill of Dave Ramsey in this video. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But if you want to learn more, please learn more. I'm going to promote Dave Ramsey. I think he's changed my life here. And I'm only on step 2, and I understand where he's coming from. Guys, hear me now. If you don't have a plan, and I'm coming from a millennial here, I'm a millennial, I'm 30 years old, maybe not a millennial, but close enough that I should be a millennial, probably. Um, I don't care what generation it is, but open your eyes. If you are not saving for retirement, and I've seen this in my dad, I've seen this in my grandparents. My grandparents, when they retired, they had nothing but Social Security. They were on a fixed income. Like kids, I didn't go to college because I couldn't afford college, right? I'm a software engineer. I found early in life that there was no way, without racking up tons of debt, that I was going to college, right? So please, do yourself a favor. Open your eyes. Look at the big picture here. Stop reading in between the lines. Read the actual lines. Look at the big picture. So, step 1 is if you don't have $1,000, find $1,000. Save it up. If you got to, go take and deliver DoorDash or Uber Eats for a couple of weeks. Get the $1,000, right? And honestly, if you can't, with your basic income, with your income that you have right now, if you can't make $1,000 in a month, you need to go find you another job. Honestly, otherwise you're not going to make a whole lot of progress. So either you're going to have to go find you another job. If you can't make this $1,000 within a month, you need A, go find yourself another job, or B, go work a second job. And you're going to be working that for a little while, or maybe 3 jobs. Go listen to a show. He actually tells people, hey, you need to go pick up a second and a third job on some people. And me myself, I mean, if we go look at my monthly budget pre-snowball, 49.67, right? In my snowball, I put 4,700, just as an overflow. Um, I may actually go ride DoorDash or Uber Eats or something along those lines when I have free time, if I can, right? But the goal is save the $1,000, get it saved, um, and we have you know a blurb here, right? Living paycheck to paycheck without a plan for your money will trap you in a never-ending cycle of money stress. It's time to take control. The first step is saving $1,000 for a starter emergency fund. Why? Because life happens. A baseball shatters your window, your car tire goes flat. Without cash in the bank, moment like this will turn into debt nightmares. Not sure how to tackle this first $1,000? Take our free assessment. Okay, cool. So you got your $1,000. Check that off. So that's where I am. I got my $1,000. Step two, pay off all debt except for the house using the debt snowball. Right? So that's this whole calculator I showed in the previous video. Pay off all debt except for the house. That's your step two. So it says, next it's time to get intense about paying off your debt. Get rid of your credit cards and loans except for the mortgage using the debt snowball method. Buy now, pay later is a scam and keeps you broke. Get debt out of your life and pause any investing for now. Don't worry, we'll come back to it later. List your debts from smallest to largest and make minimum payments on everything but the smallest one. Attack that one with intensity. When it's paid off, roll that payment into the next debt and repeat until you're debt free. No matter what type of debt you have, we've got the tools to help you get rid of it for good. Find out how to start paying off your debt now. Now, what I showed in this snowball is the full balance of everything, right? I bet if I was to call and start trying to negotiate some of this debt down, I bet I could, and I might. At least the credit cards, the solar panels, I might try to negotiate down. Um, but I don't know. Like, I don't know how to open those conversations, but we'll see. But that's really what it says. That's step number two, right? Pay off all debt. That's going to take me about 2 years. Step number two, right? This is step number two for me. A little bit over 2 years. Now, step number three. Once we have all the debts paid off, right? And we don't do these out of order, right? We go step one, step two, right? We don't start step three until step two's done, right? Don't get ahead of ourselves, right? Step three, save 3 to 6 months of expenses and a fully funded emergency fund. Now picture this. Made your last debt payment, you're debt free, and yes, we're celebrating because every dime you earn is now yours. It's time to make sure you never shackle yourself into debt again by saving a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses as a safety net. Temporary job loss covered. AC dies in July, no sweat. Money stress doesn't stand a chance when you're debt free and have a big rainy day fund. Check out how much you need to save. Okay, so what you saw in that last video is I went through and did a post snowball calculation. I already did this before you guys watched, and I kind of just wrote down all the bills and just as they are. Again, the savings probably go away because that'll be going into the retirement fund. Because snow, like, so the savings, the emergency fund savings will probably go away because at that point my emergency fund is A, being built, or B, already been built. Um, my wife would already have went through school, right? Um, so this $300 probably won't be there, but nevertheless, um, we did the math on 5623, 5623 times 6 months is 33,738, and I went ahead and rounded up to the next 10. Um, so put 40,000 in my snowball. I actually put it in my snowball, right? Because I'm still going gazelle crazy here. Um, yeah, we might go eat out or something like that at the very end, maybe a fancy restaurant, but we won't ever go back into debt from that, hopefully. Okay, so step four. I think step 4 and 5 gets done at the same time. I haven't made it this far yet. Um, all I know is step 2 is where I'm at. Step 3 will be awesome. This will be a great time. Step 4 is going to be great. Step 5, this will take some stress off my back. So let's go look at step 4. Step 4 is invest 15% of your household income in retirement. All right, let's go look at, and this is assuming we don't get pay raises or anything like that between now and then. All right, let's look at all of these. Um, this is monthly, right? 12, 5, 48 times 12, and this is post taxes, after taxes, on everything, and then with times 0.15. So that means that we're putting $22,586 a year into retirement. This is actually in under 3 years from now. That's when that starts happening. $22,586 going into retirement. All right, so it says, if you've been worried about saving for retirement, this step is for you. With zero debt and a cushy emergency fund, you're ready to invest 15% of your income and building lasting wealth. Maybe you've been on baby step 4 for a while, and you're looking to fine tune your strategy to meet your goals. Our investing pros can help you figure out your next right move. The most important thing to remember, there's no such thing as getting rich quick. Slow and steady wins the race. Talk with a pro who can help you with your retirement plan. Okay. So, step 4. Step 5 happens at the same time as step 4. He's the way he teaches it anyway. Save for your children's college fund. It's time to start stacking cash for kids' college fund. But why do this after you start saving for retirement? Because your kids might not go to college, but you'll definitely retire. Prioritizing your future isn't selfish, it's smart. Once your retirement is on track, open an education savings account or a 529 college savings fund, and by tapping into grants, scholarships, and savings plan, uh, you and your future graduates won't have to borrow a dime. Okay. So again, I don't know how much to put towards child that I mean savings fund. Cross that bridge when we get there. I'm sure by the time I get into baby step number 4, I will be calling a Smart Vesting Pro, and Smart Vesting Pro will probably guide me through step number 4 and probably step number 5. Um, step number 6. I mean, these are little. They call them baby steps, but they're big leaps. They're huge. Each step here changes your life. Honestly, each one of them is a bigger change to your life and bigger than you know. Step 1, $1,000, just puts the mind at ease a little bit. That's the honest way to just do it. Step 2, let's pay off debt. While our mind is at ease with this $1,000 cushion, we're paying off debt. We're working on everything that's over here, right? We're doing all that. Now, once the debt is paid off, we go into baby step 3. 3 to 6 months of expenses. Now, once this is done, your mind is totally at ease. You know, you have 6 months of expenses sitting back. If you get fired or laid off, or you really don't like your job and you want to just go, say, screw it, I want to go find another job. You don't have to have a job lined up for that. It would probably be best for you to have that job lined up, but baby step number three is where you want to be. I mean, honestly, you want to be beyond. You want to be in step seven, but baby step number three opens up a lot of possibilities for you once that's done. Step number four is retirement. So this is getting ready for your future. And like right now, I'm 30 years old. I plan to retire at 65, hopefully before then, but 65. Now, if we come over here and we look at this, guess what? 3 years from now, I'm gonna be 33. My wife will be 35. Um, I I'm saving $22,000 a year towards retirement, right? And what do we do over here in this whole um, post snowball, right? And I keep going into my own thing, but I'm comparing it and just showing you guys why this stuff matters, right? The 7 baby steps, why it matters. Okay, let's go look at this, right? So this is post snowball, $5,623, right? If we take the 22,586.4 and we divide that by 12, that's $1,882. This is assuming there's no growth in the money or anything like that. We just threw this in a checking account or heck, threw it under our mattress, right? Let's modify this a little bit and let's imagine, okay, the mortgage paid off, right? Eventually it is going to be, right? We're done saving, right? Um, this is gone, right? Um, kids are grown up at that point, right? Um, guess what? 1,882. If I just took 30 years, for 30 years and saved up $22,586 per year for 30 years, right? $1,882 is what I would have every month for the next 30 years, right? 60 years. I don't think I'm gonna live until I'm 90, but I might, or 95, but I might. But this is assuming the money doesn't grow, right? $2,330 is the full expenses of what that looks like, not adjusting for inflation, right? There's other factors there, but that's what that looks like, right? Mortgage will be paid off by then. All of that would be right in that situation. If I took that and hopefully we have Medicare or Medicaid or whatever it is, right? Social Security. Um, hopefully in 30 years, 35 years, we have Social Security benefits still. That'll be probably closer to $800 a month for just me, and probably $1,500 a month if it was both me and my wife. That's definitely enough to get by with, right? That $22,586. If I invest that for 30 years or 30 years, and times 30, so that would be, well, I'm not even going to do the math. This becomes a very big number. Let's put it that way, over 30 years, right? Because if I was just to invest this into the S&P 500, right, the $22,000 doubles every 7 years roughly, right? So every 7 years, how many 7 year cycles will I go through in 30 years? 4.28, right? So that means every $22,000 that I put in there will become roughly $94,000, give or take, right? Compound interest works. It goes higher and higher and higher as like as it goes. But this math is probably totally wrong. But now, but nonetheless, it will compound. It will grow. It will um, get bigger and bigger, and bigger. Right now, that's actually this right here. This 94,000 we said 4.7 times. This is what that first $22,000 becomes in 30 years. That first year's of investment, right? Second year would be slightly less. The third year would be slightly less. $94,000 what the first $22,000 becomes. Okay, so now that we've explained the college, the emergency fund, or sorry, not the emergency fund, the retirement fund, kids' college, start sacking for your kids' college. I don't know what I'm gonna put in. Probably 5 to 10% of my yearly income. Um, I did the math. I could 100% pay for the college funds with 15% of my income. I'm not gonna put that much in it because your kid might not go to college. Mine may not. Who knows, right? It's too early to tell. And then two, grants, scholarships, all of that exists. Um, so I will probably put somewhere between 5 and 10% when the time comes. Again, I've got 4 years to think about this. Now, baby step number 6. Ooh, step 6 is the big one. Actually, step 7 is the big one, but step 6 is when you finish step 6, you're gonna put a pat on your back because you are now 100% debt free, paying off your home. I pay it off early. I strive to have it done in the next 10, 15 years, right? Um, Imagine how it would feel for your home to be 100% yours. No mortgage payment, just freedom. Baby step 6 is where we'll focus on paying off your home early. When you're intentional about attacking your mortgage, you can pay it off in 10 years or less. This is what millionaires do. And by the time that we get to paying off our home, boy and girls, we will be millionaires, right? Because if we can take this net worth right here of, well, we know what our obligations are. If we can flip that, I mean, that's already $500,000 in our net worth. Right? $500,000. If I put $22,000 into retirement over that same 10 years, that's $220,000. That $220,000 is also going to be growing. So by the time that mortgage is paid off, we've already hit millionaire status. And this is assuming in the next 10 years we don't need cars or whatever. And hopefully we don't. My wife drives a 21. I drive a 24. Hopefully both cars last 10 years. If not, we'll buy beaters. Now, let's go back to the 7 baby steps. Let's go to step number 7. Step number 7 is congratulations, you've done it, right? Step number 7 is the dream. Your home is paid off, you have zero debt, and your money is working for you, right? Your retirement fund and all that. The grass in your front yard even feels different when you own it free and clear. I bet it will. I bet it will. Some reason I walk, I'm a programmer, right? And I see just things that people don't normally see. And I imagine when I'm walking through a progress bar, walking down my hallway, and I see just this little progress bar. The bottom of it, the bottom of my walls, just in my mind, just look green, and the rest of it looks red, right? And the bottom of my walls is the green is what I own of my house, and the red is what the bank owns. Um, and the percentage when we look at the net worth calculator, I mean, my home is 460, and the bank owns 384 of it. I don't even own a quarter of my own home. Um, and it seems like that 30-year mortgage is 30 years or longer. It seems like it's longer than 30 years, but I've been paying on the house for a little bit longer. All right, not a little longer than 30. I've been paying on it for almost 4 years now. I think I bought it in 21. All right, the ultimate goal of the baby steps is step 7, and you get to live and give like no one else. This is where you want to be. Right? Imagine you don't have any debts, your house is paid off, you don't have a mortgage, you don't owe anybody nothing. You got your emergency fund set up, You got 3 to 6 months, and actually, once the mortgage is paid off, that 3 to 6 months becomes almost like a year of expenses saved up, right? Automatically. And then the 15%, this whole time you've been putting into that retirement account, that's a lot of money, right? So you're stacking money. Um, and your hard work has put you on track to keep building wealth and be outrageously generous to causes that matter to you, all while giving an inheritance for your kids and their kids. That's a legacy that'll last. All right. So guys, imagine this. You're on step 7. I'm 30 years old. I plan to get to step 7 in probably the next 10 years, within the next decade. Hopefully, I'll be in step 7. Um, that'd be awesome, right? But imagine spending 20 years. And guys, if you're just now getting out of high school, please listen to me. I know I'm not that much older than you. I'm only 12 years older than you. You're 18 years old, just getting out of high school. Guys, please heed my warning. Don't fall for the trap. I'm not that much older than you. Debt is a freaking trap. Let me tell you what it feels like. I have been out on my own. I was 16, right? 16 or 17, right? Pretty much out on my own. I turned 18. Guess what? The bank started calling. Got pre-approved for a credit card. Got pre-approved for a car loan with 26% interest. At 26% interest, a killer. Um, you got pre-approved for this, and oh man, it smells great, looks great. You get this now, and you get to pay for it later. Yeah, you'll pay for it. Pay big. So get this. Let's look at a normal car loan, right? That Volkswagen Jetta or that Jaguar or those Mustangs even, right? The Hellcats. Um, Hellcat will probably set you back about 70 grand cash, right? Assuming cash. I think it's 70 grand. I don't know how much a Hellcat runs, but let's throw a theoretical number out. 70 grand. What's the interest rate you think on 70 grand, right? Let's look at it. Let's look at even the best of interest rates, right? $70,000. And your term 60 months standard car loan, and we'll look at the best of interest rates, 2.7%. So you're putting $5,000 down, right? Calculate that. Just to get in the car, you're going to pay 11,900. It's tax title license, um, because your sales tax is 4,900, and you know at a 2.7% interest, you're going to be paying $4,500. So your down payment that you put down, go ahead and kiss that goodbye. You'll never get that back. The moment you drive off that lot, click, coming off that car lot, click, noise, about 5 grand, right? That's your down payment already. Say you go and buy that $70,000 car, you don't want it anymore the next day, right? Next day you don't want it anymore. Well, it's already been tax title licensed as a used car at that point, even though it's got 5 miles on the odometer. It's a used car. Okay. That car, you're not going to get but maybe $60,000 out of that brand new car that you just bought. You're upside down on a car, 60 months. It takes about half that loan, half the duration of that loan before you're no longer upside down on a car, about 30 months, almost 3 years. Or, yeah, about 3 years. Now let's go look at you as an 18-year-old just now getting out of high school. And please do not ask your parents to co-sign for you. That's an obligation If you want a car and you really want the loan, don't ask anybody to co-sign for you. Um, but let's look at a more realistic. You are 18 years old. You're getting out of the school. You've never had any experience with credit. The best interest rate you're probably going to find, the very best interest rates, probably 9%. Story changes now. So that $70,000 loan, which is not even a $70,000 loan, you put $5,000 down. It's a $65,000 loan. You are now paying $16,000 in that loan. $16,000. 20% of your payments is now interest. Pay 20% more for that car. Guys, if you're 18 years old, don't do it. Don't do it. The numbers may smell good. What's one small payment of $1,000 a month or $1,300 a month? You don't need $1,300 bill. I mean, we can shrink this down into, a more reasonable car, right? Let's go look at a Kia. Well, I don't even know what the most reasonable Kias cost now, eh? Um, I don't even know what Kias cost. Let's go look. We'll look at vehicles. Kia Soul, probably the cheapest Kia that there is. $20,000. Alright, that's the cheapest car that Kia has, so $20,500. For a low payment of $321, you can have this car. And honestly, you probably put $1,000 down. So for the low payment of $400, you can have this car. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Again, 20%. You're paying a 20% upcharge. Don't do it. Guys, rather than paying the $400 a month, go put $400 a month back for 4 months, 4, 8, 12, 16. You got $1,600. Go Facebook Marketplace. Get you a beater. Get you a beater car. And if you really have to have that brand new car, go put that $400 a month back. What is that? 20,500 divided by 400. Go put it back for a few years, right? And you could trade in your beater for this and pay cash. And more than likely, once you walk in there, pay cash, you can talk them off a sticker. All right. Sorry for the whole rant, guys, but I'm just trying to show you how bad and evil debt is. And when you come in and you look at this and say, okay, it's only $400. Well, it's only $400. And the next time around, you're going to look at it and say, well, it's only $400 again. And guess what? Now you got two car payments and it's $800. And you're going to come in and say, well, it's only $2,000 a month for a mortgage, right? And then once you get that mortgage, it's only $400 a month for. See where I'm going? I'm rebuilding my own life here, right? This is my own life. This is what I did, right? I had a bigger income, had a bigger salary, and we came in. My wife says only $815 a month. Only. It's only $416 a month. It's only $393 a month. Credit card. This was a different story. This was, oh, we can just rack up the points and pay it off every month. Well, we slipped up. Now we got $6,000 in debt right there. We slipped up. We can rack up the points and pay it off every month, and we make money. We get rich that way. No, don't fall into it. They want you to slip up. That's what they want you to do, because that interest rate is 23%. Right? I don't get nothing for free. Right? The mortgage is only 25.73. Only. And when we keep saying only over and over and over, what we have is a total debt of $4,427 a month. Only this much. That's a lot. Me and my wife's going to work for years to get rid of that. Don't keep falling into the trap, right? This was points, right? We weren't saying it's only $230 a month. We were looking at the miles, the points that we can rack up if we pay it off every time, on time, every month, zero interest rate if you pay it off on time every month. I lost my job. Went 3 months without a job. Oh, we got the credit card. Got the credit card. Now I'm paying for that severely, right? 23% interest. Let's go back over to that same calculator. 23% interest on $6,700. And we'll say that we pay it off in 12 months. Don't pay taxes or anything like that. Zero, right? Have a $0 down payment. So this is normal. Okay, so this is what a normal amateurization looks like. And honestly, that minimum payment, right? It's 230. This is probably more like a 48-month loan. Somewhere around there. For that. Borrowed $6,700. The interest alone, if we was to go through the full course of that loan, is $3,607. Paying dearly. Paying 36 cents per dollar spent. Actually, no, you're paying 50 cents per dollar spent. 36. No, 36. Keep going back and forth. For every $1 that you spend, you're paying $36. 36 cents. Right. For every $100 you're spending, you're paying $36. That's how expensive debt is. And Dave Ramsey puts it really, really, really well in his videos. And I keep ranting about this. He puts it really well in his videos. When you go home, spent $500,000. You don't have the nice furniture, do you? I mean, you got some furniture. But you know who has the best furniture in the world? The bank. Who has the best, good looking buildings in the world? Bank. You know why? Because they let you borrow $6,700, and in 48 months, they take $3,600 back from you. So they get this money back, and they take that money back from you. 48 months. Interest rate, payday loans are even worse, right? So guys, if you're younger, please heed my warnings. Do not take on debt. And if you're my age or older, I heed my warnings. Don't go further into debt. Find a way to pay it off early. Please, 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 please come up with a plan, even if it's not the 7 baby steps. Come up with a plan. Pay off our debts. And let's start a new revolution. Right? If every American came in, or even everybody in the world, right? If everybody came in and said, screw it, I'm not taking on any debt. Let's pay off all the debt we have. It would be very soon that banks would start falling. Banks wouldn't live. Um, but if nobody's in debt, you really don't need much of a bank, do you? But I don't think the whole world's going to do this, and I hope to God that I'm wrong. It would be awesome. Everybody, let's just do something. I mean, if we look at the GDP and the national debt, $37 trillion. I know this is not debt we took on individually. $36 trillion. Congress did that. But imagine if we start paying off our debts, right? Then the interest rate on federal securities and stuff like that would have to go down. People stopped taking out loans and stuff. Like, I bet our GDP would go up. I bet the debt ceiling would come down if the individuals started paying off debts too, right? So everybody complains, oh, I can't do this because I don't make enough money. Go out there, go work a street corner if you got to, right? Go wash cars, go seal driveways, go mow lawns, go drive an Uber, go deliver groceries. Do anything that you have to do to get out of the debt. It's only temporary, right? Only a couple of years. Do what you have to. All right, guys, I'm signing off. Um, Rant's over. I wanted to kind of explain the 7 baby steps and the reasons why they exist and what's been coming through my mind and all of that, and really, really, really try to warn everyone, just especially the younger generation, the generation before me, and even the people before them or after them, right? Whatever way it is, right? After me, after them, right? The kids that are today in kindergarten, I want them to be able to watch this video and understand this is how debt works. We are being fooled as a society to thinking, oh, this is not, you have to go into debt to do anything. No, we don't. We have to find a good job and save up money so that way we can get it. We want the instant gratification that debt gives us, right? Screw that, right? Screw that. Go get a beater car, go find your job, work hard, get what you want. Go do it debt free, and then start saving. Save more and save more and save more. As a younger crowd, you're not going to be making but $18, $19 an hour. That's okay. That's temporary, right? That's temporary. Eventually, you're going to be making 50, 60, $70 an hour if you put your mind to it, right? One day, if you put your mind to it and you put your mind to a plan and start saving up for the retirement, one day you're going to be making money while you're sleeping, right? Because your money is going to be working for you in a retirement account, right? A 401k, a Roth IRA, you know, mutual funds, all of that working together. You're sleeping, you're going to be making money, right? So put in the hard work now so that you can put money into those funds later. And so that way you can live off those funds and your kids can live off those funds later. Okay, rant's over. I'm sorry. I keep going back into it. I'm done. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you found some um, knowledge in this video and hopefully this helps set some people down the right path. Um, use me as an example. I'm going to be very transparent with my finances throughout this whole process. Um, I'm not going to show count numbers or anything like that or actual statements, but I will be transparent and put as close to real numbers that I know here on these sheets. And these sheets we're going to be working through over the next couple of years. Um, so, anyway, have a good one. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.